Here's my newest creation. This is definitely kind of pieced together with a bunch of different pieces that I had, a bunch of really nice pieces in some cases. So we're going to go ahead and talk about it. I'm also going to try to remember to talk a little bit about pricing because people ask me to do that, and sometimes I do, and sometimes I forget. So I'll try to incorporate that too. So basically this is my new skeleton build, we'll call it, because the receiver is a skeletonized receiver right there. So this is actually like a CNC routed metal receiver. It's a battle arms receiver, and those aren't very prevalent here in the United States. You could probably find an airsoft one that would work because this has a V2, and a lot of the airsoft gearboxes are similar proportions. But if you were to order this, I know in Australia, it'd be about $270 to $300 US just for the metal receiver part. All right. So that's definitely quite expensive. The gearbox in there is a Warinterest LDT and LDT Warinterest V2 gearbox with metal gears. That's around $75 US. And then it's been upgraded to an M95 spring, which is about $15. And so that gives you an idea on those components, right? So that's kind of what I was going with. I had the gearbox in there and the skeletonized receiver, which I thought was cool. I previously had it on that Thunder Tactical kit, but I wanted to mix it up and try it on something different. Okay. Then I printed a little 3D drop stock, and after I describe everything, I'm going to hold it and show it to you guys a little better too. This has a metal buffer tube. Around $20, maybe $25. You get those at X-Force Tech USA, at EMERBUtoys.com, Zenduo Toys, lots of places. This is a Predator, is the model of this stock right here, but it kind of has the skeletonized look. So that's why I went with that. That was the closest thing I had. And this is around $25 on EMERBUtoys.com. EMERBU Toys actually has about 30 different stocks for sale. Just keep in mind, if you do order from them, those type of accessories come from China. They will take a little while, right? Anywhere from probably 2 to 4 weeks. Up here, this was a G36 riser that we see on almost all the different G36s, but I modified it a bit, and I'll show you that. Little flip-up sights from a different blaster. However, you could probably order very similar ones for $10. Nice optic here with a pressure switch. And again, 3D printed like little pressure switch grab right here, which kind of I modified to make it fit that switch perfect. So that was cool. Something like these optics, 35 maybe. Printed obviously the whole handguard, which I'll show you a little more closely. Little grip here on this end, a grip out here, right? The mag was actually the hardest to find. So even though this should take a lot of different magazines that I have, the way this receiver is designed, they wouldn't stay tight up in the front here. So this mag is actually from an EMERBU SLR. That is the only mag I could find out of many different kinds that actually fit in this receiver properly. So, you would need to, with something like this, buy a separate mag if you're building all from your own, and you would need to buy a grip too. So do keep those things in mind. All right. So that's a quick rundown of everything that went into it. So hopefully that wasn't boring. People have been asking for that. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. There we go. It's way heavier than most too, being that this is metal and the components in general. All right, so we got your shot selector here. So we just have it on the one side. Like I said, we got this little grip here so that you can use your pressure switch, or you can switch it out here. There's your optic up top. So you can see kind of the modifications I did to the rail. I built this canted piece into the top of the rail because that's where it kind of bumps up and it has its own little sight on the G36, and I didn't want it to look like that. This canted piece is obviously just rail mount. Okay. Over here, I didn't bother putting a window on here. This gearbox doesn't have priming, so I didn't even go with the charge handle either. I just printed and painted this little fill-in piece that fills in right there. But yeah, since you've got the cool skeletonized frame, I thought let's leave the door off of that. This is just a dummy switch I added. That doesn't actually do anything, at least not with this gearbox. You certainly can get gearboxes that would work with this receiver where you'd have switches on both sides. So that's a rundown, my skeletonized version of the Battle Arms receiver, I guess, with the LDT Warinterest gearbox. So really good quality components here. It has been shooting pretty well in testing. I had to do a lot of extensive testing to get to finally find a magazine that worked. I was going through and printing, trying to adjust different magazine catches to try to be able to get them to keep it up higher, but that never worked. Luckily, I found one eventually. So let me know what you guys think. Of course, we'll do a demo with it. I'll show you guys it in action. But give me some good comments or questions. I'm always happy to answer those. And please like, please subscribe, and remember those monthly giveaways. Make sure you participate. Lots of cool custom stuff. And also, you may see me having different stuff for sale over the next month or so. I just have so many different custom builds and running out of room, and my wife's getting on my case to move some of them. So I'm giving some great deals on those to my supporters. So if you see anything you love, always feel free to ask me. Worst case, I can say no. Thanks.